this morning on DC News Now.
I think we should take over Washington, D.C., make it safe. People are getting killed, people are being hurt.
The president backing a federal takeover of D.C., what the repeal of home rule could mean for the district. Scattered snow showers this morning giving way to a blustery afternoon. Meteorologist Jackie Layer has the latest updates. And federal workers rally as thousands are fired. Lawmakers share their plans to fight the mass layoffs. Pumping the brakes on highway speeders. New fines would target fast drivers on a popular highway.
They need to learn a lesson, that would help them to slow down.
And teaching kids to appreciate the arts. A fun way to introduce your kids to theater.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, it is Thursday, February 20th, 2025.
Not the full date.
It is, just in case, You know how you wake up and you're like, what's going on? Where am I? Yeah. So good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw.
Or you can call it Friday Eve, like I like to call it.
I like that.
Yeah, I love it. Good morning. I'm Tosin Fakile. Shanika also tracking your commute for you on this cold morning. But first, we're going to talk to meteorologist Jackie Layer, who's the person you want to hear from this morning. Jackie, it's cold. It's cold. Another cold day.
Another one, yeah. And we're going to be tracking some scattered light snow showers, through that morning commute. Maybe that's not ideal for everyone, but just wanted to give you the heads up. Already starting to notice some snow reports back over towards Garrett County into western Maryland right now. So again, that will continue to work its way across the area through that morning commute. So I would say closer towards the DC metro area. I would say it would be approaching it between, say, 8 and 11 a.m. this morning. So heads up. This is a view of 8 a.m. at least with Futurecast, especially back out towards our westernmost areas. You'll be dealing with that snow that will continue to work its way eastward. By noon, that's out of here. So we're looking at drier conditions this afternoon, but it will be blustery. And that wind is certainly going to make it feel much colder than those actual air temperatures. We're talking highs right around 30 degrees, but it's likely going to feel like we're into those upper teens to low 20s through much of the afternoon. So make sure that you are bundled up. I'll have more details. We'll get towards the rest of the 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Top of the 6 o'clock hour, let's take a look at 50 heading in and outbound, east and west. Right near 202, you're looking good, but you're seeing more cars definitely heading inbound toward the district. Now, off of that, you have a crash, MLK Jr. Highway. That's right at Landover Road. No delays, though. Do expect some if it's still there in the later hours of the morning. DC 295 also starting to see some delays there. Heading southbound, many people getting their day started early. On the 14th Street Bridge as well, 395 heading northbound into the district. You're seeing some brake lights there, so give yourself a little bit more time if you're heading out. 66 east and west, 95 north and southbound, the rest of Northern Virginia. You're looking great this morning.
All right, Shanika, thank you. 6:02 on this Thursday morning as the fight over D.C.'s home rule heats up in Congress. President Donald Trump proposing a jarring solution of his own, a complete federal takeover of the district.
That's right. DC News Now's Yamarie Sase. She's live at the Wilson building. Good morning, Yamarie. How are leaders reacting to this?
Yeah, good morning. Well, Mayor Muriel Bowser definitely has some pushback. Now, she didn't respond directly to the president's comments, but she did post on X saying Washington, D.C. is a world-class city and actually listed D.C. government accomplishments. As for the president, he made some comments. Take a listen.
I think that we should govern District of Columbia. I think that we should run it strong, run it with law and order, make it absolutely flawlessly beautiful. They're not doing the job. Too much crime, too much graffiti, too many tents on the lawns. There's magnificent lawns and there's tents. And, saying it's a sad thing.
Now, President Donald Trump's statement comes after two Republican congressmen actually introduced a legislation to revoke D.C. from governing itself and instead allow the federal government to govern the city. Now, D.C. leaders say that that could actually impact a lot of programs in the district. And according to the Washington Post, Trump is actually looking to issue an executive order that would increase penalties and enforcement of violent and petty crimes, clear homeless camps, and clean the graffiti in the district. Now, Trump made similar comments while on the campaign trail last year, claiming claiming he wanted to renovate and rebuild the district during then potential second term. Now, again, Mayor Amelia Bowser did not directly respond to the president, but in the list of accomplishments that she posted on X, that definitely included a district's national park rankings, a drop in violent crime in 2024, and metro ridership, among other achievements as well. We're now reporting in Northwest DC. I'm Yamarie Sase, DC News Now.
Interested to see what will come out of this. Yamarie, thank you. All right, 6:04, federal workers rallying against DOGE cutting the federal workforce in Northwest. They protested outside of Elon Musk's SpaceX office last night. Many people who were laid off were employees in a probationary period with 2 years or less on a job. One protester who works for the Labor Department tells us federal workers are needed to help the American public and that there will be more problems without them.
Without civil servants, without people who are standing in place to protect people, I don't think people realize how much we do for them. We're not going to be able to enforce things like child labor laws.
The Associated Press says the National Capital Region is home to about 20% of the 2.4 million members of the civilian federal workforce, and that's excluding military personnel and postal workers. And to give you the numbers so far, the Associated Press says there are more than 1,000 workers in the Department of Veterans Affairs have been laid off. 39 people from the Education Department were let go. The National Park Service fired about 1,000 newly hired employees, and the CDC lost about 700 probationary employees. Thousands of IRS workers are set to be fired today. That's according to a report by the Associated Press. About 7,000 workers could be let go, and that could strain the agency's resources in the middle of tax filing season. According to the report, the workers being laid off are probationary, and they have typically been at the Internal Revenue Service for less than 2 years. The IRS has about 90,000 employees.
Now, as these federal layoffs continue, some D.C. nonprofits are feeling the impact. Some nonprofits seeing a huge drop in donations and more federal workers turning to them for help. The Labor Department says more than 1,700 workers in the district filed for unemployment benefits in the first week of February. That's about a 35% increase from the week before. At the same time, food banks say donations have been declining for the past 2 years. And leaders say they're paying close attention to the numbers.
We look at unemployment rates in the city, and we know that those are going up week after week, every week since this reduction in the federal workforce has been taking place.
Nonprofits like Bread for the City and Miriam's Kitchen are not only monitoring the federal job cuts, but any potential freeze in federal funding or a government shutdown. 6:07, the Kennedy Center canceling an upcoming Pride performance in celebration of World Pride Festival. The performance would have featured Gay Men's Chorus of Washington and the National Symphony Orchestra. Now, in a statement, the National Symphony Orchestra's executive director says the decision was made before leadership transition, saying, quote, "We made the decision to postpone Peacock Among Pigeons due to financial and scheduling factors. We chose to replace it with The Wizard of Oz, another suitable program for World Pride participation." There's no word yet on when the performance will be rescheduled.
All right, in the district, the former deputy director of a neighborhood safety program known as ONES is charged with bribery. Dana McDaniel, who helped manage the violence intervention programs in the district. In a criminal complaint, it says she accepted $10,000 in cash in exchange for using her position to direct contracts and grants to a Maryland business owner who runs community-based programs for high-risk teens. Former D.C. Councilman Trayon White is also accused of taking a bribe to influence the violence interrupter programs. And breaking this morning in Prince George's County, police are investigating a deadly shooting in Temple Hills. It happened last night on Keating Street. There they found a man suffering from gunshot wounds. The man was rushed to the hospital where he later died. Police have not yet identified the man. Anyone with information on this shooting is asked to contact police. 6:08, chaos in Bethesda yesterday with reports of gunfire outside of a high school. Students at Bethesda Chevy Chase spent most of their days sheltering in place. Montgomery County Police say they got reports of a fight and sounds of gunfire on Chase Avenue near the school, but when they arrived, they say no one was hurt and they made no arrest. Students say the scare was unsettling.
People I knew, they were inside, they were locked in their fourth period classroom. More often than it should, I'd say. Not like every week, but something big happened last year too. So what happened last year was a lot worse. Like, there were SWAT trucks and everything, and nothing really changed that I noticed.
Police say the high school was placed on a lockdown as a precaution.
People who live in Montgomery County will have an opportunity to hear from law enforcement leaders next month. The county's Advisory Commission on Policing will hold a virtual public forum on March 10th at 7 p.m. They'll provide an overview of the department's current consent search policy and allow people to ask questions and provide feedback. Other elected county officials are expected to be at that meeting. They're asking people to submit written questions or comments before the public forum. Prince George's County Police mourning the loss of one of their own who made history as the first black officer hired by that police department.
Yeah, sad news this morning. Police announced the death of Corporal Luther Watkins Sr. yesterday on social media. Watkins served in the department for almost 2 decades. He started his career during the civil rights movement. They say Watkins was a trailblazer who spent much of his career as a recruiter. Then he guided and inspired future officers. In the Post, police say they're forever grateful for his service. All right, 6:10, celebrating the official music of D.C.
Yeah, taking a walk through the history of go-go at the brand new museum. That's coming up. Plus, we're taking a look at Fairfax County's new budget, what it means for your tax dollars. But 6:10 is your time.
Yep.
We're going to take a live look outside. Jackie, it is cold. What can people expect for the rest of the day as they start their day?
Yeah, I mean, out there right now, we're tracking mainly dry conditions. It's just back over towards westernmost parts of Maryland, where we're seeing some snow showers already kicking off. And we'll see those snow showers continue to work their way from west to east for that morning commute before we turn blustery and drier later on today. More details on that right after the break.